what a dominating game of football that was from Arsenal, beating West Ham 5-2 away from home. Goals from Saka, Odegaard, Gabriel, Trossard. Just everybody got in today. So many good performances. Odegaard, yet again, I'm talking about this player. We've scored 13 goals in 3 games since he's been back. I mean, again, I can't say it anymore how important this player is. Our most important player, in my opinion, I think, followed closely behind by Bukayo Saka, who had another 2 assists today, a goal for Saka, and you see this sometimes. I saw a lot of Arsenal fans in particular, City, United, people getting on Cole Palmer's case last season, the penalties that he scored, saying people want to take credit away from a player for scoring from a penalty or assisting from a corner. Now, granted, maybe one is more difficult than the other. Obviously, taking a penalty maybe a little more nerve-wracking. I think it goes without saying it takes more to score a goal from the penalty spot than to claim an assist from a corner. But Arsenal obviously spend a lot of time on their free kick routines, on their corner kick routines, and you saw the discussion right before that Gabriel goal, in fact, between Timber and Saka and Gabriel himself. There's a clear game plan going on here, and does Saka deserve more from that? No, but an assist is an assist, excuse me, and no one's going to take that away from him or from Arsenal or from the fact that he has the most assists in the Premier League this season so far. So at the end of the day, they all count, just like the penalties count, just like they counted for Cole Palmer last season, and for any player who's going to go on to score a penalty or assist from a corner this season. So forget all that nonsense that I've seen during and after the game on X today. It's pretty frustrating to read, but I think Arsenal fans, excuse me, have been in a position like that where they sort of they like to move the goalposts, when it comes to giving players credit. Obviously, Saka deserves all the credit in the world. Like I said, 2 assists for him today and a goal. He was asked why he gave Odegaard the ball for the first penalty, and sort of a nice response. He said Odegaard gives him the ball all the time, meaning obviously on the pitch through assists or finding him wherever he can. And he said, I wanted to give him the ball for one. So that was really nice to see. The camaraderie in this team is, obviously stronger than ever. Now, given that we did win in such a dominating fashion today, it can't go unnoticed that we are supposedly missing Thomas Partey, who was traveling with the team, but obviously left out at the last minute. Calafiori came off injured again, was replaced. Gabriel came off at halftime. Now it's interesting here because Arsenal didn't use a concussion substitute. Apparently there's guidelines in the FA that means if that was the case and he was substituted, they did use that sort of extra sub that you're given for concussion protocol, excuse me. He wouldn't be allowed to play, I think, for 3 games or something like that. It's something like that. I know it's not 1 game. So smart from Arsenal, I think you could say. Whether or not Mikel has addressed that since the game has been over, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it myself. So I don't think there's too much to worry about Gabriel there. I do want to say that I thought Kiwior came on and did well, like he normally does. Obviously not to Gabriel's caliber, I suppose, but very few defenders are. So I thought he came on and did a good job. And again, Mikel Merino was missing today with a knee injury. So we go 1 game with everyone supposedly fit. Obviously, we've just got Kieran Tierney back, in a match day squad for the first time, I think, in almost 2 years. And we've now lost 3 players, if not 4. When you look at Gabriel now, obviously Man United coming up in the week. Mikel has been known to sort of false flags and put smoke screens up and stuff. So hopefully that is the case. Obviously, Gabriel was punched in the side of his head by Fabianski, but looked okay, fist bump, seemed to be fine, made it through the rest of the half. I think that's probably just looking out for his well-being and saying, look, we've got Man United coming up at the weekend, and perhaps it's the same thing for Thomas Partey, because if you ask me, Jorginho yet again, it showed today what a classy player he is. That's two 90-minute games in the bag for him, the last 2 games, and he's a phenomenal footballer. He really is. Need to get him signed down to at least a year contract extension, because when you look at the injury record that Mikel Merino has had since he's just been here, obviously didn't start a game for us until his first month or so, because he arrived at Arsenal and got that injury, dislocating his shoulder, and now seems to have a knee problem. So whether or not they go for someone in January midfielder, I highly doubt that. But Jorginho's contract is definitely running down, and Again, speaking of contracts, Gabriel, without a doubt, in line to be the next Arsenal player to renew his contract under Mikel Arteta. So very excited to see, where that will lead us into the future. Obviously, those two, Saliba and Gabriel, two of the best defenders in the Premier League and in Europe, if you ask me. So, look, overall, very, very convincing win, very, very dominating, a little exciting towards the end of the first half with those 2 goals that West Ham scored. But look, that's 3 more points. We're up to second place, 6 points behind Liverpool, who have yet to play, obviously playing Man City tomorrow. That will be a fascinating game. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. Yes, City are have found themselves in a, I think it's 5 losses in a row, 5 winless at least. But again, it's Man City, Liverpool, so the expectations are very, very high. I think we're in for a very exciting game. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you made it this far, I do really appreciate it. Please let me know your comments down below or hit me up on X and let me know your thoughts there. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see you.